Hello and welcome to the Scatterable channel, and today let's go over my current desk setup and what it looks like going into 2026. So as you guys may have seen from my recent videos, they are in a brand new space because I moved into a new house, and one of the perks of that is that I finally have my office space on the same level as my studio, which is really cool. But when I first moved in, this was my makeshift desk setup. It was pretty crappy, very much immature. So being in this new office space, I wanted to make sure I had a solid foundation for a new desk setup going forward. So I wanted to take this video and document to you guys what it took to assemble these new items, why I chose certain things in this new office setup, including why there is no PC behind me on my desk. That's intentional. I'll explain more about it later. As well as my favorite items that I have right now on my desk setup that I think you guys could maybe take some inspiration from for your desk setup. So first and foremost, I had to get rid of that old desk setup. It looked ugly, so I moved all of that stuff out and I brought in these new Vernal components. One of them being this standing desk behind me and the other being a side cabinet. Now, assembling these was actually not too bad. I've assembled many standing desks in my time, but this Vernal one, I could tell right off the bat, definitely emphasized quality, and the instruction manuals, I gotta give them credit, are really big. Like, I don't know why, but Vernal easily could have gotten away of having really small instruction sets just to have like maybe a 3-page panel for how to install a desk. But no, Vernal has gone the distance and made a full-on book on how to install these desks and cabinets, but the process didn't feel overwhelming in any way. But after some patience and perseverance, I got the desk set up and running. The installation process was pretty smooth. I had all the necessary screws that I needed, and same goes for the side cabinet right here. I was expecting that to take a super long time since it has 3 drawers, but it was actually pretty straightforward and for the most part, repeatable. So that's what it looked like in actually getting this new desk setup up and running. But now let's get into the good stuff, which is the actual components going behind this office setup behind me and why I chose them. So to my left, I have Vernal's tall side cabinet. And this was an intentional choice because one, I wanted to remove as many things from my tabletop on my desk and just have it somewhere else so I wouldn't have this cluttered. So I wanted to have some sort of auxiliary desk, that being this side cabinet where I can place stuff on top of to keep this clear. Also, this is gonna be great for putting in a bunch of storage into these individual drawers, including the file cabinet that I'm finally gonna be able to play around with and have a dedicated drawer for in my office, because right now it's just in a plastic tub. But for the desktop, boy, is this thing ridiculous. So this is Vernal's hardwood standing desktop, and that's basically the RTX 5090 of standing desks. First of all, this is real solid wood. This isn't composite wood. This isn't butcher wood. This is a real authentic wooden tabletop. I went for the 60-inch width version of this desk because it fits the proportions of the setup that I have, as well as the additional window found above the monitor, but they do offer a 70-inch version of this hardwood desktop, which is just ridiculously wide. But the fact that they offered that with the ease of installation that I went through in setting up this desktop would make an ideal choice if you need like a workstation or a big tabletop for like a workshop. I will go ahead and glaze this desk a little bit because this is easily the nicest standing desk I've ever worked with. First off, the keypad definitely is premium. Just about everything about this Vernal tabletop has expressed premium quality because the buttons on this keypad are not the generic plastic that you find in any other tabletop. No, these are rubber, so that's really nice. Also, it's super slim. It doesn't add any visible thickness to the tabletop when you look at it from a distance. Also, the legs on this tabletop can support up to 160 kilograms in weight. And although I just got this desk set up and my cable management is a little bit amateurish, there is actually a really nice cable tray that is underneath the tabletop that you can use to throw some cables into. Otherwise, Vernal sell their own cable management kit, which I also opted for to further get into that cable management and make it super clean underneath this desktop. But I think the main thing that I really liked about this desktop was the fact that it has a dedicated desktop holder, which is probably the #1 reason why I was most excited for this tabletop. That was an intentional choice because again, I want to keep this countertop just as simple and as clean as possible, as distraction free as possible. So yes, I was actually intentionally looking for a desk with a dedicated desktop holder. Now, yes, this hardwood desk is very expensive, but Vernal offer many other various desk options on their website, ranging from 120 centimeters to 200 centimeters in length and many various colors. And they can start as low as $429 if you use my link in the description down below. But if you use the discount code YTSV, you can get an additional 6% off discount code. So there's definitely a desk for everyone on Vernal's website. So again, feel free to check out that link at the top of the description below. So now with the desk done, let me go and show you guys the other components that I have in my setup, like this 5K 40-inch Dell Ultra Sharp monitor. Although this can do 120 Hertz, it isn't explicitly a gaming monitor, but I chose it because 1, 5K resolution, and 2, the text clarity and color reproduction are so good for video editing and any sort of work that I need to do, whether it's like Notion or ChatGPT, the text clarity is so nice on this monitor. Also, the size is just right. It's 40 inches, and I've played around with many various monitors in different sizes and different configurations. I've done the super ultra wide, I've done 3 monitors, 2 monitors. Just a single 40-inch is perfect. Otherwise, I've got my iQnix OG80 Darkside mechanical keyboard that I still have after 2 years. The battery's still fine, still works great. Razer Death Adder V3 wireless mouse. Again, I want to keep things cableless on this desk setup to keep it nice and simple. I have the Elgato Stream Deck Nano, which blends in really nice with the base of the Dell Ultra Sharp monitor, which is nice. Then I've got a 4K Razer Kiyo webcam. And for the chair here, I can show you guys in a little bit, but this is actually by Anthros, which I really rep because unlike all the other ergonomic chair manufacturers online, this one is made by people who specialize in wheelchairs. So you know they know a thing or two about making a nice office chair, because this has easily by far the best pelvic support of any ergonomic chair I've ever used before. And I'm turning down any future sponsorship offers from other ergonomic chairs because they are not going to top this whatsoever. And like I said, my PC is at the bottom of the desk, which I will be making a dedicated video over in a little bit. So be sure to stay subscribed and turn on notifications to see that video when it eventually drops. So to wrap things up, my main goal behind this new desk setup going into 2026 is simplicity. I'm getting older, the amount of responsibilities and things I need to be aware of in my head at all times are ever increasing, and I need things just to work. So that goes not just for my PC setup, which I'll explain in a future video, but especially for my office setup. And I feel quite confident in having these Vernal items by my side to ensure that I have a stable countertop for my desk setup, as well as a well thought out side cabinet for storing all of my additional items, and having ultimate flexibility and build quality on this Vernal desk to the point where I can have confidence in leaving my PC underneath the desk, having this being completely clean and unobstructed for maximum focus, so I can maximize my time in my office setup without distractions, so I can enjoy the rest of my life outside of this room when I'm not making YouTube videos. So once again, if you want to check out all of the items I have in my office setup, if you want to copy them yourself, as well as these Vernal items, they will be linked in the description down below. And don't forget to check out that discount code YTSV for 6% off your order through Vernal.com. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and this is the Scatterable channel, signing out.